Alright, let's continue, shall we? And hopefully, not be an idiot from now on. The body of the Hellghast bubbles and dissolves at your feet. Thank God for brute strength, right? A vile green gas seeping out from beneath its robes. As you stare in revulsion at the decomposing corpse, you suddenly realize that this foul creature must have been sent here to kill Vonatar. There can be no other reason for its being here. The Dark Lords of Helgadad crave Vonatar's death in payment for his failure at the Battle of Holmgulf, and have discovered his whereabouts. The wizard must have discovered the Hellghast and imprisoned it within the pinnacle until he could devise a way of permanently destroying it. You mean like killing it with the summer sword? You gingerly touch your wounded throat and thank the gods that you possess the summer sword. Its powers have once again saved your life. Turning into the main corridor, you quickly leave behind the smoking remains. Ugh. Alright. Yay. On the west wall of the corridor, you see another stone door with a small spy hole cut into the center, revealing a cell on the other side. An old man... Oh, God. No, not again. An old man is huddled in the far corner of the cell, his face and hair matted with blood and dirt. His blue robes are so filthy that the crescents and stars embroidered on them are almost totally obscure. If you wish to open the cell door, or if you wish to ignore the old man... Well, see, now we're at a dilemma, because we all saw how well that worked last time. But I can't just leave someone there if they need help. Alright, we're opening the cell door. Upon my soul, a Kai Lord, he exclaimed, his eyes now wide with astonishment. Yeah, this has already happened again. Don't touch my throat! In the middle of his excitement, the old man is suddenly disturbed by a fit of coughing that leaves him pale and exhausted. It is a few minutes before he can speak again. My name is Loy Kaimar. I am the elder of the Magician's Guild of Toran, he says, slowly removing a crystal star pendant, the symbol of the guild, from beneath his tattered robes. The guild is known as the Brotherhood of the Crystal Star, and the magician shows his pendant as proof of his identity. You ask him how he came to be imprisoned here in Akaya, and if he's not really a Hellghast, which he seems rather confused about, no, many hundreds of miles from his native Toran. Vonatar, the unspeakable wretch, is responsible for my plight. Days before the Dark Lord invasion of Summerlund, he betrayed your Kai Masters to win power, the black power of death and darkness. However, he failed to play his part in the war plans his evil masters had laid. The Dark Lords do not tolerate such weakness. Mercy has no place in their brutal minds. In the bitterness of defeat, they sought to destroy Vonatar for his crime of failure. Vonatar knew that I possessed the only means to effect an escape from their vengeance, for my guild staff has the power of teleportation. He tried to steal it and flee to the safety of Ikaya by himself, but he learnt that its power is not for all men to share. Only I am blessed with its secret. He was angry and would have murdered my kinspeople if I had not agreed to bring them here, so I had no choice but to do so. Ever since, I have been a prisoner in this cell. Vonatar has tortured my body and my mind, but I have not divulged the secrets of my guild staff, which he now keeps in the hall of the What's-His-Face. For if I were to tell him, my life would no longer be of any value. You tell Loy Kamar of your mission, and of the events that have led to your meeting, and once again, ask if he's not really a Hellghast. He offers to show you a route through the Ikaya to the hall of the Buralmarak, where Vonatar now resides as ruler, and if you can retrieve his guild staff, he promises to teleport you to the coast in time to rendezvous with your ship. For the first time since you fell into the Caverns of Kalte, you feel confident that your mission can now succeed, as long as this man goes in front of you. You walk first. If you possess a glowing crystal. No, I don't. Haha! That's that crystal that I didn't take because I'm sure it was evil. Alright, if you do not, turn to page 44. Follow me, says Loy Kamar. Yes, yes, I will follow you. Not the other way around. Never again! I've listened to the sounds of Ikaya for over a year now, and the secret sliding doors and hidden routes here are no mystery to me. I have learnt more about these corridors and passages from the confines of my cell than Vonatar has discovered with all of his cunning. You follow the old man through a network of secret passages and tunnels, up long flights of stairs, and into chambers dark and cold. At the top of one very steep staircase, you come to a stone door. A strange, sickly smell is seeping from a small spy hole. "The kitchens," whispers Lloyd Kamar, showing his distaste for Ikaya cuisine by sticking out his tongue and grimacing. You can see that this secret door opens next to a fireplace in which burns a roaring fire. Hanging over the fire is a large stone cauldron of gruel. Two ice barbarians sit at a table nearby with empty bowls in front of them. If you possess the potion of black graves weed, no. If you possess the potion of green gallow brush, I do. Let's go there. That's the sleeping potion. You take the potion from your backpack and carefully open the door just wide enough to be able to empty the contents of the vial into the bubbling cauldron. You do not have to wait long for the ice barbarians to fall asleep after their meal. Alright, let's go ahead and delete that from my action chart. No more sleep potion. Goodbye. Alright, the kitchen is small and surprisingly well stocked with herbs. "These are from the trading post at Lajuk," said Loy Kamar, peering closely at the labeled jars, several of which he crams into his pockets. Opening two herb jars, he mixes the contents and offers them to you. "It will give you strength, Lone Wolf," he says. "You eat the dry leaves and feel a warm glow radiating through your body. Restore 6 endurance points to your total." Alright! And plus, since I've been like 2-1, so 7-8 endurance points, so hey, we're up to full. Yay! Hooray for healing! These herbs taste like healing. Alright, we're on the same level as the Hall of the Bralmarak, whispers Loy Kamar, peering through the crack in the kitchen door. It's at the end of the corridor. And by the way, I'm not mispronouncing that. That's actually with the slow, deep Bralmarak. That's the native tongue. Okay, two ice barbarians stand beside the jeweled-encrusted doors that lead to the Great Hall. They are covered from head to toe in strange bone armor and armed with crystal swords. The old wizard steps back from the door and says, "We must deal with them silently and swiftly." He takes 3 jars from his pockets and mutters strange incantations as he mixes the contents together in a stone bowl. There is a pitcher of water on the table. He splashes a few drops into the herbs and wisps of blue smoke arise. This will silence the guards if we can move it close enough to them. Do you have the discipline of camouflage, or the discipline of mind over matter, or the discipline of hunting? Let's do mind over matter. Why not? We don't use that enough. You draw on your powers of concentration to levitate the bowl of fuming herbs and send it hovering along the corridor. You bring it to rest in the shadow of a pilaster and watch its effects with great curiosity. For in less than a minute, the ice barbarian guards have collapsed on the floor. Yay! Now's our chance, whispers Loy Kamar, and he ushers you out of the kitchen. You approach the hall of the Bralmark undetected and discover that one of the magnificent jeweled doors is unlocked. Drawing your weapon, you gently push the door ajar and enter Vonatar's chamber. This is it. This is the final showdown thingy. Yay! The hall of the Bralmark is a vast chamber constructed of crystal blocks rising to the central plateau. On this stands the Bralmark throne, as old as Ikaya itself. There, Vonatar sits, surrounded by the tomes of eldritch trappings of a necromancer. He is wrapped in study and does not see you into the hall. He remains oblivious to your presence until Loy Kamar sneezes. Damn it, Loy! God, you are a Hellgast, aren't you? Aren't you? I can just picture, like, Lone Wolf just keeps staring at him all narrow-eyed and, like, leaning away, like, and he's like, what? He's like, you're undead, aren't you? No! Come on! You know you are. No, I'm not. Come on. Alright, sorry. Who dare disturbs me? He hisses, rising from the Bralmark throne, his eyes searching for an intruder. Upon seeing you, he emits a horrified gasp and fumbles for his black staff. He has the look of a criminal who has been discovered in the act of some dreadful crime. Quickly you raise your weapon and begin to climb the crystal pyramid. You know that you have little time to reach him if you are to overpower and capture him alive. You reach the edge of the plateau in time to see a wide circle of blocks descending around the throne. Between you and Vonatar, a deep moat is forming. Then, from the depths of the moat, you hear a ghastly, inhuman gibbering. You brace yourself for combat, but are totally unprepared for the horror that now faces you. From out of the dark slithers a huge, ghoulish green monster. Its deformed head and massive tentacles and suckers that ooze a putrid black slime. At the center of this writhing mass of hideous yellow eyes, a hideous yellow eye pulsates. Vonatar has control over this monster, and he's directing it towards you. Vonatar has a giant squid. Ew, we got a picture of the thing. It's like a icky thing. You know, like when you sneeze and you look at your hands and you're like, oh, yeah, it looks kind of like one of those. Alright, if you possess an Ifigi, I don't have an Ifigi. If you not possess the Ifigi, but you do possess the Summer Sword, I do possess the Summer Sword. The tentacled horror rises from the moat and attacks you. You glimpse Vonatar raising his black staff and fixing his gaze towards Loy Kamar. He is attacking the old magician with his mind force. I will attack you with my mind. You realize that if Loy Kamar is killed, the secret of the guild staff will die with him. Yes, because that's all you care about. Never mind saving an old man's life. All you care about is his guild staff. Well, but you can't kill the undead. Before you can do anything else, you must fight the monster to the death. This is Akrara Nionor, one of the undead. Remember to double all endurance points lost by this enemy during combat due to the power of the Summer Sword. Alright, I gotta do combat and I gotta try and win in 5 rounds or less. Alright, so let's do battle. I have the Summer Sword. So that adds 10. Alright, so I'm at a combat skill of 30. He's at a combat skill of 23. He has 50 endurance points. Wow. But he loses them at double the rate. Alright, so we gotta try and beat him in 5 rounds. Alright, here we go. Round 1. I'm down 29. He's down to 30. Damn, I just did 20 points of damage right there. He's dead. Dead, dead, dead. That's right. Because me and my sword of awesome kick all butt. Oh man, I love the Summer Sword. And it never gets any less useful too. And now, you guys see why I don't use it unless I really have to, or the book tells me to, because God, you would just blow through the entire series if you did nothing but use the Summer Sword. Alright, so we completed combat in 5 rounds or less. As the vile Akara Neonor quivers and dies, Vonatar breaks off mind combat and runs back towards the Burmalmarek throne. Really? Why? Why can't you just name the undead creature Squiddy and the throne Paul's throne? Really? Loy Kamar is badly shaken, but he has survived the ordeal. He quickly joins you at the edge of the moat and casts a handful of herbs down into the darkness. Within seconds, a mass of vines and creepers coil upwards from the bridge. You are halfway across the bridge when Vonatar suddenly reappears, a crystal rod held high in his hand. He takes aim at the massive creepers, and a chilling cone of frost hurls from its rod's tip. Oh, silly Vonatar, I've got the sword that says you fail. The Summer Sword. You point the Summer Sword towards Vonatar's crystal rod. In an instant, the cone of frost arcs away from the bridge and shatters against the golden sword. See, I've got the instant win card. It's like a Paragon interrupt. You hear Vonatar curse you as once again the power of the Summer Sword saves you from his destructive magic. Your time has come, shouts a voice, but it is Loy Kamar and not Vonatar who now speaks. A knot of herbs flies through the air and hits Vonatar squarely in the chest. In an instant, the hunchback wizard is engulfed in a tangle of vines that ensnare him from head to toe. Loy Kamar bridges the moat with creepers and joins you on the platform. And we got a picture of Vonatar getting all tangled up. Alright, be sure to remove his rings and amulets, he says, as he busily searches for his guild staff. He's a master of trickery. We would not want him to miss the special homecoming that awaits him in Summerland. You marvel at the old man's composure. After such a desperate fight, he seems completely unruffled. He is a Helghast. Ah, here she is. he announces triumphantly as he withdraws the guild staff from beneath the Burl throne. See? See? He refers to a guild staff as a she. Definite sign of undead Helghastism. Just saying. I'm never trusting this guy. You pass him your map of Kalte and point to the location of Caradonal. I'll not be needing that, he replies, a little contemptuously. Maps are invariably wrong. I prefer to rely on my own sense of direction. You're gonna teleport me straight to the Helgadad, aren't you? No. The old magician rises his staff from a dazzling beam of light shoots from its tip. He makes 3 wide sweeps of the air, and the hall of the Burl is transformed into an umbrella of color. I love umbrellas. As the colors fade, you become aware of a sudden drop in temperature. You now stand upon the Leduc ice shelf at a point less than half a mile from where the Cordonal lies at anchor. Lord Kamar and Vonatar are close by, both shivering in the chill morning air. Within minutes, you are sighted by the ship's lookout and the longboat is dispatched. As a wiggling Vonatar is hoisted unceremoniously aboard the Cardonal and deposited in the brig, the captain is the first to congratulate you on your skill and daring. But how did you manage to return so quickly, he asked incredulously. We were not expecting you for another 10 days. Lone Wolf points to the old man and says, The Helghast did it. I'm not a Helghast! Ah, you say that now, but the last Helghast said that too. Let's say, interrupts Loy Kamar, that the wisdom of the Kai and the lore of the Magician's Guild can surpass the limitations of even time itself. A puzzled expression crosses the captain's face, but it's gradually replaced by a smile as he begins to understand the magician's curious answer. Your journey to Anskavren is swift, but you are saddened by the memories of the brave guides who were left behind. Your arrival at the port is greeted by an anxious crowd. They fear that your early return is a sign of the mission's failure. When the news of Vonatar's capture becomes known, your warrior skills are required once again, this time to defend your enemy against the seething mob of outraged Summerlunding that assault Askavinsgawl. Safe passage is eventually secured to Turan, where the trial awaits the traitor. Upon the dawn of the feast of Mace Marn, in the depths of the Guild of the Crystal Star, Vonatar the traitor is tried by his brotherhood and found guilty of his terrible crimes. He is led away in silence to the deepest chamber of the guild hall, wherein lies the Dazarin, a portal of total darkness, the door to the internal prison from which there can be no escape. There's a footnote. Later books will contradict what is said concerning the Dazarin. The portal Vonatar is thrown into is known as a Shadow Gate, which in this case leads to the Dazarin Plane, a realm from which no one has ever returned. Alright. Yes, that's important, because in later books down the road, we will face Vonatar again. Muhahaha. Alright. You are the avenger of his crimes, and it is you who will cast the wretched traitor into the limbo of the Dazarin. Your mission is now completed. You have survived the Caverns of Kalte and freed Summerlund from the vengeance of... from the menace of Vonatar. But the heat of battle and the challenge of a new and desperate quest await you in Book 4 of the Lone Wolf series entitled The Chasm of Doom. Alright everyone, I'd like to thank you for joining me on this adventure. This is a fun book. I like this one. I like the next one even more. It's actually a really good one. So, we have defeated Vonatar for now. And, yeah, let's go on to the 4th book. Alright everyone, see you there. Adios.